Hey y'all, it's me. I'm Christine C. McDonald. I know I'm terrible about this this YouTube stuff. Um, I'm trying to get better. It's difficult for me to be disciplined for this, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some things that kind of irk me. We all got things that get under our skin. Those of you that don't know a lot about me, or that are just starting to get to know me and follow me, I am Christine C. McDonald. I am an author. I've written 2 books, Crop Purple and Same Kind of Human. I am an activist and a public speaker, and I talk about different things from faith to reentry to incarceration, decriminalization of homeless, and human trafficking and substance abuse. And blindness. I'm also blind. And so all of these things are part of my experience, but I'm also blind. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about things in my world, because my world is a very sighted world that I'm around and that I work in and travel in, but then I'm blind, and a lot of the sighted people around me don't always understand my blindness, and sometimes they say some things and I just like, what did you just say? So I thought I'd share some of those things with you because, you know, I think understanding one another is important. I'm tough-skinned. I could take a lot, but I think if we can be sensitive and empathetic and understanding to everybody, like us and unlike us, it really helps us grow as individuals. So one of the most common things I hear is, you don't look blind. I'm not sure if that is like a backhanded insult. What does a blind person supposed to look like? I didn't know blind people as a sighted person, so I guess I didn't have any stereotypical idea or preconceived notions of what a blind person should look like. Yes, I'm blind, and I'm sorry that might bother you that I don't look the way that you, but maybe if we can set aside what we think in our own head, what that should be like or look like, and just embrace the fact that, yeah, I'm blind. I actually don't have eyes. I have 2 prosthetics. These are plastic shells. They got paint. They come out. Don't get blinder than that. There's actually a video on my channel that you can watch, and I actually take them out and put them back in. So, you know, anybody of you that are questioning the authenticity of my blindness, feel free to check that out. You looked at me. So I'm a public speaker. I speak on public platforms a lot. I have literally been followed to the bathroom by individuals saying, but you were looking at me when you were talking. You said such and such. You looked me right in the eye. Yeah. No, I might have appeared to be gazing in that direction, but I promise you I did not see you. I was sighted my whole life. I do my best to focus my eye muscles, which is a lot of work, because I don't have eyes. And those muscles, when your eyes are taken out, they're cut. And I have to work really hard and be really intentional when I communicate with people, one-on-one or in a big audience, to ensure that I'm trying to engage them by appearing to look in the direction and at where approximately their eyes would be. Because I was sighted my whole life, for those of you that just don't understand that, I know where the mouth is on a face. I know where the eyes are in a face. And so I can kind of figure out where the sound is coming from and make that a guesstimate as an individual with a reasonable intelligence. It's hard. It's hard to make sure that I keep my shells focused. It's hard to make sure that I keep my eyelids open. These are tasks that are very challenging, and I have to continually think about it to be intentional when I'm talking and engaging you. But no, I'm not seeing you when I'm looking your direction, but it's very respectful for me to look at you when I speak to you. Just like when you look at me as a sighted person and talk to me, I would like to believe that you're attempting to make eye contact with me even though I can't see you, because it is kind of a respectful way to communicate and engage in hearing what someone else has to say. Another thing that kind of gets me that I can't help but chuckle is You work? You live alone? You have a kid? They let you do that? Who lets you do that? I don't even know how to process that kind of comment, but I've heard it oodles of times. Yes, I live alone. Yes, I have an amazing 12-year-old boy. Yes, we live alone. And guess what? I mean, I haven't killed him yet. I haven't lost him. I haven't burnt the house down. I cook. I clean. I go to work. I earn a living. I take a shower. I do my own hair. I do my own makeup. Yeah, I really am pretty normal. There are things that I do differently than you would. There are certain things that I kind of need to happen in a certain way for me to be able to be independent. But yeah, I'm probably a lot more like you as a sighted person than a lot of the sighted preconceived thoughts of a blind person. No, I don't have any superpowers. Nope. Not a one. Nope. No superpowers. None of it. None of it. None of it. Do I hear better? No. However, this is my personal assumption, thoughts on this. We are taught visually from the time we're a newborn that smiles are good, and people are always in our face going, ooh, look at that baby, I'm pinching the cheeks, and we're seeing a mama smile, and they're making eye contact at us, so we learn to visually take in our information. And hearing becomes secondary. We look towards a sound, and then we hear it, and then our brain identifies what that is. And that's how we kind of all grow up in the sighted world. So the hearing now becomes the primary way of absorbing information because I'm blind, but I still look towards the sound, even though I can't see it, because it's a natural response for me. Those are a couple things that really kind of get my goat. Why don't you have a cane? Okay, canes, guide dogs, those are personal preferences. I have a cane. It's not a smart cane. It's not a smart stick. It's not a smart cane. If I'm in an environment, I've been trained and I know how to navigate that community or that environment or that surrounding or that place or that city block with my cane, I can utilize my cane and I can navigate independently. But if I'm in a place that I've never been before, my cane don't know where I'm going. It don't know where the door is. It don't know what office number I'm looking for. It is not a smart cane. It is just a plastic thing with a little fiberglass roller bolly on the end of it, and it does me great good to keep me from falling in cracks, falling off curbs, and falling downstairs. But it's not a smart stick. I don't have a dog because my lifestyle isn't conducive for that. And again, that's choice. And lastly, I'm going to leave you with this. Like I shared, I was homeless for 21 years. I was addicted. I was prostituted. I've been arrested 103 times. I've been to prison 7. And so through that journey, I experienced some trauma. And so I also suffer from complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And I'm also blind. So for me, some of my situations and some of the things that I'm very intentional for making sure that that's how they're laid out for me is not really about my blindness, but it's about my complex post-traumatic stress disorder, right? There are some things that really don't bother me as a blind person, but it affects me as an individual who deals with complex post-traumatic stress disorder every single day of my life. And sometimes those things that are triggered by my complex post-traumatic stress disorder can be amplified and that much more terrifying because of the blindness. So I cook, I clean, I do my own hair, I do my own makeup, and I'm actually probably a lot more like you than you would think. I think understanding one another, our differences as well as our likenesses is very important. So there's just a little bit of insight of some of the things that really kind of get me sometimes that I hear a lot that hopefully will give you a little more insight, not only into me and my blindness and my world, but to other blind people that you may encounter. Oh, wait, one last one. I'm so sorry. This one. I don't know why I didn't make this one first. It is when a sighted person walks up to me and says, "Do you know who this is?" okay, look, I'm 49. I will be 50 in April. I do not want to play the guess my voice game. I am an adult. You're an adult. It is not fun. So let me tell you how that works for me. Number one, it's insulting. It's an insulting of my intellect because you're expecting me to compartmentalize you, and I know thousands of people. I go to different venues all the time, and I'm in different circles all the time, and you really think it's realistic for me to compartmentalize you and your voice? And I know it would make you feel warm and fuzzy and really special. Just because I don't recognize your voice doesn't make you not special, right? But that's not a fun game for any of us, right? It's uncomfortable and it's awkward. I compartmentalize people that I know in certain settings. So when I run into them outside of those settings, I don't have those voices filed away to know that, hey, this person and this person, I know are going to be here. So it's easier for me to recognize and identify this voice. So I might have half a shot at getting it right. But it's not realistic for you, one person, to expect me, one person, to memorize thousands of people's voices in everyday communication. It's not practical. It doesn't feel very good. It's not very much fun for us. I realize you feel really special when you get the name right, but it really is an uncomfortable, awkward, and unfair game because guess what? Nobody walks up to you and in turn, with you blindfolded in a place you've never been before and says, oh, guess who this is? It's not fun. So just try to empathize with how that feels and how uncomfortable and awkward that is for us. It might be fun for you. It's not so fun for us. So try not to do that to individuals that are visually impaired that you may encounter on your journey. And you may never meet a visually impaired person. But heads up, refrain from the guess who this is. Do you know my voice? Because it's not very much fun. And quite frankly, it's insulting. So anyway, but it doesn't make you less special, right? If I get it wrong, it doesn't make you less special. Well, let's don't play that game in the first place. Right? Let's don't. Anyway, so thanks so much for hanging out with me. I know this was long. I thought it would be good to give you a little insight to my world as a blind person because most of y'all see me in other realms, like talking about homelessness, addiction, human trafficking, and other things, and you don't get a good insight into me as a blind person. All right, thanks. Have a great day. Bye.